Happy June 19th. Yes, because of today, because of this remembrance, the story will be told forever. It is immortalized, whether we like it or not. So happy June 19th. It's worth remembering. That's why we present to you today's topic. It's in the same light it's coming to you. And that is, we forget too soon. So we must do everything not to forget. Why do I say this? But before then, please, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. Please do click the button so that each time we produce any of these videos, it will come straight to you. It is important for us as colored people. We must make our case. We must unearth the truth because they're hidden everywhere. All we have to do is to look at it. Our children must realize what they are, who they are, what the ancestors has given to the world to make them proud of themselves and work tall for who they are. We forget too soon. Because it really boggles the mind that to see Cubans, to see Puerto Ricans. This is not casting aspersion on anybody, but please look it up. To see Cubans, to see Puerto Ricans, to see people from Dominican Republic look down at people from Mexico and think they're better than them. People from the same stock. It's mind-boggling. The same thing. There was a time Jews, the Chinese, Hungarians, the Polish, Romans, the Romanians, Filipinos, they were not good enough for United States. They were not good enough for people across the world. They were treated like scum of the earth. Yes, scum of the earth. The Irish were even told not to even apply to some jobs. They didn't want to see them. Jews, the same thing. They knew how discrimination, how bad it was. They knew what systemic racism looks like. They joined the Negroes, African American, in civilized struggle. But what happened? As soon as the Caucasians realized that they were dwindling, and assimilated all these other ones into the mainstream, guess what? They all ran away and left the Negroes, holding the short end of the stick. They all abandoned HB universities, and thus the collapse today. And then everybody went to Harvard, to IMTs. These were slave structures. Yes, Princeton, Harvard, IMT, all of them. These were the same institutions that kept the same people that were kept out of those places. Today we forget. We forget too soon. And that is why June 19th is important. That is why the history of what happened at Tulsa 100 years ago should be told. Yes, cannot be forgotten. It's amazing. The same people, Chinese, that were even the Congress had to act against them as a body, as a country against them, to kick them out. These are people thumping their nose against other people again after experiencing the same thing. That's incredible. That is incredible. We forget too soon. It is not right. It is not right, regardless. But first, what do our ancestors have to say about this? Look at that frame. It tells us clearly. It is not necessary to blow out other people's candles. Yes, it's not necessary to blow other people's candles to let yours shine. It's not necessary because Martin Luther King said it clearly. Look, injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. It doesn't matter. And we know better. If we treat one another better, then the society will grow as a unit, will become a stronger body. We cannot destroy ourselves from within and treat other people as they are other. Today, even Arabs, anybody with a fair skin is lumped to one side against those Negroes, African Americans. Look at where they live. Look at the redlining. Look at the banking rules. Look at their schools. Look at their systems. Come on. Come on. And we insist children are not taught about critical race theory in schools. About what systemic education does to colored children across the world. Come on. We know we're fighting a losing battle because guess what? People will learn. And over time, they will respond to it. But again, did you know? Check that out. In our Did You Know segment today, we're going to want to peek into the mind of the missionaries in Africa. What did they have in mind when they went to missionary? Now look at this. We're going to read from a letter written by King Leopold II of Belgium to missionaries in Africa. So we'll see the intentions of these missionaries for Africans. Listen to this. Dear Reverend Padres and dear compatriots, your main goal in our mission in Congo will never be to teach, in quotes, black people to know God. That they already know. Can you hear that? Your role is essential to facilitate the tasks of industrial administrators, which means you will interpret the gospel in the best way to protect our interests. That's why you have to keep black people distracted and that they have no interest in their riches, in the riches of their soils. They can never be interested in gold, diamonds, and you must keep them fighting amongst themselves to please you. They must dream to be like us and kill themselves to be like us. Your knowledge of the gospel will enable you to find texts to recommend to black people and encourage your followers to love poverty. Use passages like happy are the poor because they will inherit the kingdom of heaven. Or it is difficult, very difficult for the rich to enter the kingdom of God. You have to separate them and make them disrespect everything that gives them courage to face us. You must convince them to abandon, hate, and persecute their mystical systems and their religious protection claims. Insist that only our religions can lead them to heaven. You must make them believe that their religion is sorcery and is against our true God, so they themselves will pursue and destroy their religions, attacking their youth. Avoid developing the spirit of revolt in schools. Teach and evangelize the black people so that they stay forever in submission to white colonizers, so that they never think about revolting against the restrictions they are under. Make sure black people never get rich. Teach black people to forget their heroes and to love only ours. Oh my God. Use the confessional system as detective to report dissidents. Again, did you know? You see how people were diabolical, horrendous. Is it no wonder? In fact, it is a wonder really that even one African is a Christian, knowing this today. Again, did you know? Please look it up. I did not make this up. It is right there. It was discovered and it was made plain to the public. I'd like to hear from you. What do you think? But we must not forget too soon. We are all one. Because guess what? Slavery happened everywhere. Cuba, Brazil, Argentina, Romans, Jews, Egyptian Jews, everywhere around. So we must not now pretend as if we do not know the horrors, the disastrous consequences of discrimination, of slavery against one another. What do you think? Let me know. It's funny when others look at Negroes as the no goods, when yesterday they were the no goods. All right. Our shout out for the day. We're going to Egypt. Take a look at that. And that's Mohamed Saleh, the knight in white. 28 years ago, Mohamed Saleh's penalty kick qualified Egypt for World Cup. Today is a living legend in Liverpool, where his skills have helped plant Liverpool Football Club at the top of Premier League. Saleh brings delight to so many people every time he steps into football field. His goals have brought him a lot of awards, and he has been immortalized in statues and street art. But Saleh is loved not just for his prodigious footwork. He is socially engaged on and off the pitch, refusing to celebrate a goal against Chelsea out of respect for victims of the Sinai Mosque attack.